And today, the Gems of Grace. We're so glad you tuned in, and we have a special treat for you today that we'll tell you about in a moment. I think everyone is remembering the fact that today is the 8th anniversary of the terrible towers that were bombed, if you call it that, by airplane. 3,000 people more or less died. What a tragic, tragic thing in America. Freedom is not cheap. It costs. It costs. And so we're glad for the day, and we have a special treat for you. Ruben Israel was here with us some time ago. You would not remember that name unless you're a lot smarter than me. But he's back today, and Ruben basically, well, he's a businessman, but he spends his life in great measure for the Lord just being a witness. He goes to large gatherings, conventions, etc. of people, and is a witness for Christ. He was in Athens, Ohio, he tells me, last night. And so we're glad he's here today. When he's here before, we had an interview with him. Thought it was a blessed time. But he's just going to talk to you today. We told him that he can say whatever he would like. But Ruben Israel, that's his name. Ruben, glad you are with us today. And right now, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate that. I just happened to be in Columbus, Ohio on Tuesday, and what they had is they wanted me to speak on free speech, and I was speaking to the ACLU on free speech in America, and I am the yellow canary of free speech. If I get shut down, freedom of religion and freedom of the press is next. And so I am the yellow canary in that mind. And if they wish to shut me down on the sidewalks in America, I believe religion will be shut down completely. I believe freedom of speech will be next. And before you know it, we will be as common as a socialist country. And so I came to speak on behalf of free speech in America, not from reading books or a website. I gave first-hand experience of 30 years of public sidewalk ministry. And we have two different encounters of men of God in the New Testament before a court. We have Jesus Christ, who never said any word, was quiet. And then we had the Apostle Paul, who you couldn't keep quiet in court. He used every possible scenario, from his Roman citizenship to anything you can think of. You cannot keep Paul quiet. And so we have those two extremes in a court in the New Testament. And in America, we have rights and freedoms. We own guns, we vote, but many people never exercise the freedom to stand on the sidewalk. In that Constitution, that Bill of Rights, that First Amendment, is not valid if it's not for our soldiers, our military, who have died for our freedom. And so as Americans, we're going to be judged by much. To much is given, much is required. I take full access of that public sidewalk, and was invited to be a guest speaker at Ohio State during a small session on Tuesday. And that brought us over to West Virginia. And Pastor Clay, I thank you for allowing me on the radio program. I would like to discuss something very simple, and it's a common event that's going on in the theater that we live in, and that is marriage. We're seeing right before our eyes the concept of same-sex marriage. I live in California. You're familiar with Proposition 8. In California, we voted no same-sex marriage. You have the Episcopal Church and you have the Presbyterian Church allowing homosexuals to speak from that pulpit. Church, it is shocking that California, as leftist and liberal as they are, has more of a conscience than these churches. I've never thought I'd say California, as left and liberal, has a better standard than the Episcopal Church, who allowed same-sex marriage. Now, I can rant that it's due to Obama or it's because of Republicans, but personally, I've always marched to a different beat. I don't blame Democrats or Republicans. I blame you and me. I blame the church. It's us that gives these people the right to do what they do. It's because we sit idle in church. It's because we don't do much. And as a reflection, look at our marriage. Most husbands will spend 3 to 6 hours in front of a TV set watching a football game on Sunday and never pray for their children for even 30 minutes. A mom can spend 20 to 30 minutes doing her hair, fixing her makeup, pondering over which dress is going to go with those shoes, but not spend 15 minutes, just 15 minutes praying for her children. And so I can blame Obama. There's plenty of ammunition. I can